Hey there, comic book friends. I'm Travis.
And I'm Ethan.
And this is
Monster Comic Reviews.
That's right, and this is for the second week of December. We're going to jump right into our Bat books.
First up, we have Batgirl issue 15.
Great story. The Joker is really creepy. Started reading this book, I'm like, oh man, the Joker's just absolutely bonkers. I love the scene where the Joker's, the opening, like the splash page, like the second or third page, where it's him roller skating around Barbara and about Batgirl and Batgirl's mom.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she has this finger. She has her mom's finger. You know, he's proposing marriage. He officially proposes marriage to her, and you know, she tries beating him up, and basically really can't take him out because of how complicated things are and whatnot.
I love the fact that she's like, your boss is standing this close to a nail bomb.
Nail bomb, and it's got a radius of this big.
Right.
Hoping that they would.
I love how Joker's like,
yeah.
oh.
Yeah, it's like, okay, that screws that, and then James Gordon Jr., you know, he basically has to help out the roommate, who, to me, it feels very inconsistent. The roommate's acting the way the roommate is acting.
Yeah,
You know, she was just kind of strong character, and now, I mean, you know, granted, traumatic things are happening. So.
Yeah, but still.
So he's got the roommate, and he's taking a side trip because he's got to go help out
Barbara.
Got to go help out Batgirl. So really interesting. It's like, oh, he wants to screw with his family, but he wants to be the person that screws with his family, not somebody else. Right, that's pretty cool. Yeah. I read this one. This is the first of the Bat books we read this week, and I'm like, oh man, Joker's really twisted in this. You know, does he really want to marry her? Do you think? Or is he just screwing with her? I mean, if she genuinely said yes, would he actually go through getting married to her? Because he's Joker, he probably would, right?
Yeah.
I mean, because isn't he trying to destroy the family? This is him marrying into the family. How does that destroy? Well, I can see how it could destroy it. I mean, Joker would be horrible at family reunions. Or really fun at family reunions. Well, I just don't know. I mean, it seems strange to me. It's a cool idea and whatnot. I love the fact she, you know, puts her mom's finger on ice, but not directly on ice, because of course it'll burn up and whatnot. What'd you think, Buck?
I liked it. Like you said, I really thought Joker was messed up in this, and then I read later comics.
Well,
yeah. I love the fact that the flowers, because she's getting the things. I love that she gets the most trashiest, rundown, worst version of whatever she can get.
Right.
Like, you know, the dead and dying flowers from a grave, you know.
Right.
So on and so forth.
Yeah.
So,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
What would we rate it?
I give it a 3.
I'm going to give it a 4. I enjoyed the heck out of it. Okay, next we're going to talk about Batman issue 15.
This is an awesome cover, first of all. It's like the...
You like that cover?
Yeah, it's black with all white outlines, and then inside of Batman's brain you see Joker kind of crouching there.
Yeah, I don't know.
I like that cover. I think that's an awesome cover.
Okay.
But, whatever.
I like the variant cover. Sometime I'll show you the variant cover. The variant cover is Joker holding up his face, his slack, loose face, and he's peering through it with one of his eyes, and you can see him smiling behind his slack jaw face.
Nice.
Yeah.
But I liked, we find out some big things, like, first of all, that Joker may or may not have made it into the Batcave at some point.
Yeah.
And then...
And of course he didn't tell anybody.
Yeah, he didn't tell anybody. Batman didn't. And then we also find out, really big thing, Joker for a long time now has been in complete control of Arkham.
Yeah. He went back to Arkham.
Yeah.
Because, you know, he escaped. He escaped, he got away. He was off. So he went back to Arkham to set up this whatever with a horse and stuff. Well, you know what it is. That's where the wedding reception is going to be at, right?
Yeah.
You got to figure that's the wedding reception at. That's where they've, you know, snatched off Alfred and whatnot. Got anything else you want to say about it?
No.
I thought it was really interesting. You know, he has his dream where Alfred's all messed up.
Yeah.
He comes down with an axe and stuff. You know, he keeps insisting to the rest of the Bat family that this is what the Joker's trying to do. He's trying to rip the family apart, and they're all like, dude, you didn't tell us about all this stuff. How could you not tell us about all this stuff? You put all of us at risk. How could you not tell us about all of this stuff?
Yeah.
You know? And so it was, I mean, it's really building up to really cool stuff. Of course, the backstory in this is fun. It's got the Riddler
Yeah.
Who could get out anytime he wanted to, kind of a thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Riddler really doesn't want to be hanging
part of the Joker. Yeah, I think the Riddler is a little bit smarter.
Because there's a fatality about ready to happen with the whole thing. So yeah, that's kind of pretty crazy.
Yeah.
And whatnot. But great comic. Oh yeah, I don't. It's all just ripping right along now.
Yeah.
You know, it's so fast and so crazy. It's him standing outside of Arkham, knowing that that's where it's all happening at. That's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. But we rate this book.
I give it a 3.
I'm gonna give it a 4. I really enjoyed it because it's really coming to a header. What's next?
Next up, we have Batman and Robin, issue 15.
Yes, when I said that we thought that we had seen Twisted Joker in the Batgirl,
oh God,
hell no!
Oh no!
If you're getting the Death of Family books, you're just getting the Batman books, and you're not sure about some of the other books, because some of them really haven't had tie-in at all. This one's huge.
Oh,
this one is just flooded with the Joker, whereas most of them are like, you might get one panel, and then they call it a Death of the Family thing.
Mm-hmm.
No, Joker's through the whole thing on pretty much this whole thing, and it is awesome. It is twistedly written. The whole dead bat and the dead Robin talking to each other as he's like,
oh my God, his face as he's twisting around slowly.
Upside down.
And then he drops all the bugs on Robin.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Yeah. Oh
ooh,
yeah. Yeah. Oh, it was a beautiful comic, completely twisted.
It was terrifying. Oh my God.
Is it Tasami? Is that the guy who writes? I can't remember who writes it. Doesn't tell us something like Tomasi. Perfect job writing this. Scary as all hell. This is the. I mean, this makes Snyder's Joker seem timid.
Yeah.
At this point, I mean, here he is extremely scary, and I don't know if Damian realizes just how much trouble he is really in here.
Yeah.
If he's just putting on the tough guy face, or he's clueless as to how bad it really is.
Screwed.
It's really bad. It's really bad and really awesome.
I mean, the artwork in it, this crazy. It's just
the artwork in it is incredible. It's grotesque. It's absolutely fabulous. The one thing I'm curious about in this story, he mentions something about the fact what he's going to do to Damian. Kind of like when Damian had him, locked up in the police room, handcuffed, and was whopping on him with the crowbar. So that implies the whole Batman and Robin from
Dick Grayson and Damian.
Right, from pre-52.
All of that happened.
Well, in some sense it happened.
Yeah.
To some degree. Well, what exactly happened, I don't know. But I'm curious. I'm curious if that was something that the editors were really okay with, if they thought that through, because then that starts to play with the, not to take anything away from this book, because it's an excellent book, but that starts to play with the whole Batman continuity, how we've crushed all this crap into 5 years, and it's just no way it's possible. But beyond that, I mean, the book was awesome.
Yes. Oh, yes. I give. You covered everything that needed to be covered. I give it a 5.
Yeah, definitely give it a 5. It is a book to read, even if you're not reading the other Batman stuff. I think it's pretty awesome. Pretty outstanding. Okay, so next we're going to talk about Fantastic Four number 2, Joining the Revolution. With the AR that doesn't work.
Floating heads.
Oh yeah, the cover sucks. Well, I've been ranting about that all month. Floating heads and a Romulan Star Trek knockoff ship on the cover.
Yeah, it was okay, I guess.
Get to the story, right?
Yeah.
That's my problem with it, is get to the story.
Just kind of like, they're not, you know what it really feels like? It just feels like a repeat of the last issue without any of the videos in there.
Less interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, it confirms once again that they're deteriorating. Reed Richards has got a broken up arm and deteriorating. Oh no, keep it to yourself.
And there's nothing they could do about it.
So they're going to go to a different dimension, blah, blah, blah.
Thank you for restating the entire first issue.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think this issue confirms that Johnny Storm is the dumbest character in the entire Marvel Universe. Eat that, fanboys. Dumbest character in the Marvel Universe.
Oh my God.
Do you disagree?
No. I just don't see how you can possibly be that stupid.
I mean, the guy's, he's not even dumb jock, he's below dumb jock. Which then leads me to the thing is how these people got their powers is they all went up in a rocket ship. They were all astronauts on doing something and then got bombarded with this radiation that gave them their superpowers. What was his skill set to ever be allowed on a rocket ship to go to the moon? Was he the experimental monkey? I mean, that's the only thing I can think of. He had to have been the experimental monkey.
Maybe the radiation.
It's like, oh damn, Bobo came back. He hoped he was gonna die up there. We'll rename him Johnny Storm. God, it was horrible.
Oh my God.
So you're telling me the radiation made him that dumb?
Maybe he lit his brain on fire too.
You're being generous. Oh my gosh.
Oh my God.
You know, very mediocre comic.
Yeah.
If it doesn't pick up in like X issue or 2,
drop it.
Yeah, I'm done with it. The interesting characters are in the FF, in my opinion, between all the crazy kids and the people who are going to be the substitute Fantastic Four for the 4 minutes that they're going to be gone.
Yep.
So what we get this one?
I give it a 2.
I give it a 2 also. Damn floating heads. We're done with that.
Shut up, next up we have Hypernaturals, issue 6. What'd you think?
This is a great book. Yeah. I really enjoy this book. It's kind of, you know, like I said, once again, it's a kind of a sci-fi superhero, you know, story. It's a much better, Legion of Superheroes kind of a thing. You get, you know, this thing's all coming to a crazy head. We've got this. I don't know. We're guessing it's an alternate reality version of the worst bad guy in existence.
I'm pretty sure we know it's Sublime for sure. We don't necessarily know that it's an alternate reality him. I mean, I don't know what else.
What, he just runs around swatching clothes all the time?
I know, and shaving his head and regrowing back his hair.
No, that's
no. But anyway, we know that's Sublime, and we're assuming anti-hero Hypernaturals or whatever.
Well, you don't want to use anti-hero.
Okay, not anti-hero.
Because anti-hero implies that they're good guys doing damage.
The villain.
Right. They're like mirror images of themselves, basically. But obviously working with Sublime, so that would imply that they're bad guys.
Yes.
I love this whole concept, this whole memory thing. You know, once they start remembering this guy, it starts. This guy has so much power that basically he was going to. I mean, without
the universe was just like, you're my weapon now.
Which is cool, and it also implies that their whole concept of how they travel, how they gather their information, how they do everything, is potentially an extremely dangerous thing. In the fact that it's created this whole thing that's going to make everything go.
The Q-Link is a freaking black hole.
Yeah.
I mean, so if you think about it.
Well, right, that's what it's used to power it. But
I mean, it's not like.
But now there's this implication that that because of it, and this guy that's now reappeared.
The system glitched while he was transporting, and that made him godly.
Yeah, and out of his own control.
And
So they wanted him to they wanted everybody to forget him. That way, it would kind of settle itself down. But now he's been remembered again, and so now
he's back, and now freaking anti-Sublime.
Yeah.
But
the thing, what's interesting is the very end of this, of course. He makes a threat. Hey, you're going to help me, or I'm going to do something to this person.
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
but didn't when he left that person last issue, he already said, I'm a bad guy. I'm going to screw with this whole thing. So I'm still not exactly sure what Sublime's game he's playing because Sublime is so uber.
Yeah, that's what I think.
And he is just a freaking cool looking villain.
I think yes. I think that's what makes Sublime interesting though, is that because you really don't know what he's going to do. I mean, even with how we're talking about how Joker's totally insane, at least we know Joker is going to be totally insane. Right. I mean,
Sublime's not crazy.
We can characterize him as being uncharacteristic, whereas Sublime, we have no idea.
Yeah, very true. Very true. And
that's what makes him really interesting.
Really
That's
cool.
what makes him an awesome villain.
Yeah. Abnett and Lanning are writing a really good story here.
Yep.
From Boom Studio. It's a great book. I've really been enjoying it.
Yeah.
There hasn't been a bad issue.
No.
They've all been
pretty good.
Fun to read. I mean, and like I said, now it's coming to this really, pretty crazy header and whatnot.
I'd give it a 4.
Anything else to say?
Nope.
Okay. Yeah, I gave it a 4 also. It was very enjoyable. Okay, and lastly, because this is a short week for us, only 6 books, lastly we're going to talk about Red She-Hulk number 60.
Lies! All lies! I wanted to see Captain Atom and Thor get the crap out of them Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel and Thor get the crappy out of them by Red She-Hulk.
Yeah.
But no.
Cover looks cool, but they didn't. What happened to the cover is not even close.
But on the other hand, we did find some other awesome stuff. Like for instance, there is this planetary machine that's powered by its own rotation, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
That predicts.
Well, it does all kinds of stuff, right? But it also predicts the future of everything.
Yep. That's
Yeah.
Awesome.
And who's watching over it?
Yes, the first person who finds this machine, because he's not actually alive, so he can actually tap into it. The other person who figures it out, and I feel like this is probably the most fitting of all people to figure this out if somebody were to, Nikola Tesla.
Yeah. So he's there. His ghost basically is there.
His ghost.
Kind of watching over the machine to make sure it's right. And Machine Man, of course. Whereas there's this conduit, and the conduit is this little girl, this autistic girl, who has been giving Red She-Hulk visions of what the future is going to be like
with the planetary.
If the echelon plan goes forward with these super soldiers and whatnot, then they'll take over the world and whatnot. That's why Red She-Hulk's kicking the crap out of stuff that she's kicking the crap out of. So, but when Machine Man taps into that with the little girl, instead, because he's a machine, he actually gets to see the machine and how it works and whatnot to some degree. So he has a much better understanding of what Red She-Hulk's doing. So he kind of tags along with Red She-Hulk and kind of helps Red She-Hulk out, and then fully commits to helping Red She-Hulk once they get into this giant battle at the very end. Because Red She-Hulk has decided that trying to kill off or break down the military that's doing this isn't all it's doing is making them spend more money on it, which is a mistake. She's going to snatch up the general that's in charge of it, take him to the little girl, let him see a vision of what the world's going to be like if if the Echelon program keeps going forward, and then he'll shut it down. Makes perfect sense. She's got to get to him first. And of course, the general's smartened up, and he's got a precog hanging with him now that sees her coming, and of course they bust loose and it becomes a giant free-for-all fight. Craziness happens. They swarm, they're beating the hell out of Red She-Hulk, and Red She-Hulk then all of a sudden hulks up even further.
Yes,
she hulks
up.
Completely. Whereas before, she becomes Red She-Hulk and gets a little pissed occasionally. Usually is in control of her emotions, occasionally gets a little crazy. Now
she just kind of looks like the Hulk, except red, and she's punching people really hard.
Yeah, the Red Hulk with long hair.
And they're screwed. All screwed.
Yeah, because she's now Berserkoid.
On the other hand, though, Machine Man, you're a loser. You're a machine. I feel like your top priority before, having emotions or anything else should be making sure you can resist an EMP. But, he gets hit with the EMP, and suddenly pretty much everything important to him fighting-wise turns off.
Yeah, he's got defenses still to keep from being completely killed, but yeah. Well, you're right. It's the biggest thing that most things are vulnerable to as far as electronics goes, the EMP policy. You'd think that'd be the first thing he'd protect himself from.
Yeah, I mean, because you can.
Right.
You can.
Right.
But
it's a gimme. He gets in a fight. He gets in a fight with the villain called the Claws with the Sonic Blaster. And
it's over.
Yeah. Oh, he's so multitasking, whatever. I still like the comic though. This issue got really good. I mean, I've liked it anyway. I liked the character Red She-Hulk. I've liked the art. I know you're and other people read the first issue of it and went, forget it, I'm done. This issue, though, makes everything really exciting and gives us this much bigger plot. This much bigger thing going on that makes it go, ooh, this is going to be kind of cool.
Yeah.
So, what would we rate this book?
I'd give it a strong 3.
Yeah, I'd give it a really strong 3, pushing a 4. I'll give it a 4. Okay. What the hell, I'm going to give everything except for Fantastic Four a 4 or higher today.
Good for you.
Because, I can't join the revolution completely. Anyway, I think that's it this time around.
Yeah,
we should have more comics coming this week, and if the holiday doesn't hang us up too much, we'll be back with
review them.
With more comics. We'll have less days to read them in, but that's okay. So everybody have a great New Year's Eve, and be safe, be happy, and we'll see you in the future. Bye.